Hi everyone! Your wishes are granted here on this channel because not only am I sick, not only am I, 4 days out from a concussion, but I took dayquil this morning. Oh yes! I cannot be held accountable for anything that I say in this video, so we're going to be going through trend mood and talking about those new releases, but my tepid takes on new releases tend to be tepid because I tend to buy everything. Because I'm a reviews channel. That should not set the tone for you as a makeup consumer, unless you're an aspiring makeup reviewer. I don't want to tell you how to live your life, but the way that I buy makeup does result in a general sense of overwhelm. I don't recommend it. So when I say I'm going to buy something and review it for y'all, I hope that you understand that that is like a complete encapsulation of a thought. I'm going to buy it so I can review it for y'all. If it were just me, I would own like 5 items. So let's go ahead and jump in. The library is open. I'm filming this and y'all are like, oh, you know, you don't have to film khaki if you're struggling. I've been in bed Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday with the exception of the videos that you have seen. And I am probably going to lose my voice pretty soon. So like, I'm trying to shoot the gap. I'm trying to thread that delicate little needle. You know, I was going to put my glasses on so that we could actually say like the library is open. Oh my God, I can hear myself buzzing inside like the hairs inside my ears. I'm gonna do it for now because it does actually help me look at what I'm looking at, but it also is like farting right on my sinuses and it will start to drive me crazy. Okay, trend mood 1. You know, I saw a bunch of my friends doing these kinds of videos recently and it's really like the most relevant thing to do right now because it's January 12th. Like, is there a more random day to check in on makeup releases? You know, January 12th. Like, what would be new on January daggum 12th? Let me tell you, the brands don't know either. They're just like, IDK 2023, have some makeup. But I do remain excited about trying things, and the main thing that I have established inadvertently as the thesis for this year so far is I don't know what I like anymore. Like if I think I'm gonna like it, I don't end up using it that much, and if I buy it on a fluke being like, well, this is gonna be stupid, it ends up becoming my favorite thing. So I touched something, and honestly, like now we're just at like what the inside of my brain looks like. That said, I'm probably going to attempt to be excited about more things than I even typically would today. Hope you enjoy. All right, I'm gonna scroll right past the new Fenty red lipsticks because I cannot be bothered for a red lipstick. Look, I have undertones that do not like red. We like a rusty brown red, and that reads as red on me, and that is not what these are. But we have Charlotte Tilbury taking another stab at converting one of her beloved formulas, which is the light wand, into a matte formula, which is what she tried to do last year with the Eyes to Mesmerize eyeshadow pots, which me and Kelly Gooch are on the same page. We're like alone waving our flag on this island being like, they're not that great, and the rest of the internet's like, what? Either way, the beauty light ones are really pretty, and now she has decided that she wants to do a matte version of it, and I am here for it. I am stoked. Oddly, I'm just kind of like blah, like word vomiting stream of consciousness here, but like, I don't know if I'm on Charlotte Tilbury's PR list or not. Like if I reach out to her rep, they're like falling all over themselves, like want to like send me what I'm asking for. But the only thing they've ever done is send me like a whole bunch of skincare, which is fine, but I'm not really a skincare channel. Like it's perfectly good things, but I don't get as much of a chance to talk about them. They would get a lot more screen time on my channel if they would send me makeup, but I'll probably end up buying them. The colors are really pretty. Although there are no swatches, I just see Jessica Chastain. Is that her name? I think so. Do we have a tag on her? No. Either way, she's apparently wearing these, and one looks mauve, one looks coral, and one looks Pillow Talk pink, although they're all called Pillow Talk, so we shall see. We've all been waiting for this. It's official. Colourpop Cosmetics Essentials and Bestsellers are going to Target this month. I've said it before and I'll say it again. That is the most intuitive that is the most intuitive partnership on the beauty market. I think Colourpop and Target are cut from the same cloth. I think that that is the exact right mindset you should be in when you are going to look for Colourpop makeup. Is like, I'm browsing, I don't need anything. I'm here at Target because it's my happy place. If you're that kind of person. I'm not that person. I don't like all the knickknacks and whatnot that they have there. Joanna Gaines doesn't need any of my money, but I think that that is a perfectly, it has my endorsement. Again, the whole internet's like, who cares? So, okay, here we go. Glossier, who I don't know who is whispering in Glossier's ear right now, but they are taking the wrong advice. I have had like questionable senses about Glossier before. You know, I was a Glossier rep starting in 2000 and when did I start my channel? No, I became a Glossier rep in like 2017. I had very few followers. They made a wise investment in me. And like when I went and checked out their pop-up shop when they opened in Austin, all of the people who came from Glossier corporate were like, oh, everyone knows who you are, you know, like made me feel like a celebrity. And then they dropped me like a bad habit. I don't even know. Like they pushed me out on an ice floe. They were like, she's 30, bye. But like they're going to Sephora and they've done two very, well, one stupid thing and one thing that I'm just completely uninterested in. The first thing that I'm uninterested in is this deodorant because we're talking about vegan, cruelty-free, non-comedogenic formula. Fine, that's baseline at this point. It has ingredients like elderberry extract, coconut oil, and potato starch. Can we stop putting coconut oil as the base of everything? Not everybody sees that as an ingredient that's just like across the board pleasing to their skin. That's a very comedogenic ingredient for a lot of people. Potato starch being a natural moisture absorbing ingredient, baking soda, acid, and water free. Baking soda, acid, and water free. I don't care about the water, but like baking soda and acid, those are kind of, I mean, sure, baking soda is the thing that really frustrates some people's skin, but like, it's kind of one or the other. You can't just make people not stinky by absorbing sweat, okay? Because there's this thing called stress sweat. You have to be able to actually fight the bacteria underneath your arms or you're gonna stink, okay? Oh, I'm doing the best I can trying to concentrate, but my nose is running. So I don't know all the science behind like natural deodorants and whatnot, but like, I feel like there has to be something antibacterial in there to make it not stinky. And for me, that's mandelic acid, but like there has to be something. You can't just throw a fragrance on it and have some kind of cornstarch in there and call it a deodorant, okay? You can call it sweater, sweat soaker upper, even though it's not going to. But like, I'm sorry, like there's no chemistry there to my knowledge. So I'm not interested in that. But the other thing that they have done that's not on here that I just need to mention to get it off my chest because everyone has been tagging me in it and I appreciate y'all. Like I take it as a compliment when I start to see a general consensus around what everyone sees as like a relevant thing to bring to my attention. And that is that Glossier has reformulated their Balm Dotcom, which is the dumbest decision in the history of decisions, in my opinion. They're like, we're going to kowtow to all of the like requests that we've gotten. And I'm like, from who? Have you not learned that like if you've gotten requests from people, it's probably from people who are dissatisfied, and that like for every dissatisfied person, there's probably 10 to like 100 people who aren't saying anything, who are just buying your product because they like it? Like silence is golden, okay? Don't listen to the complainers always. So what they've done is they've apparently reformulated it and made it thinner. This is, by the way, for context, if you're new to my channel and or the planet, it is like the most effective lip balm bar none. It is petrolatum, which I don't care. Yeah, I understand that's an inexpensive ingredient, but it's pretty effective as an occlusive. And it's got lanolin and it's got beeswax in it. We're not talking vegan. I hope they didn't make it. It might have been to make it vegan, but like making lip products vegan was the kiss of death, so to speak, all pun intended, all TL shade, that killed Bite Beauty. I think we all know that. They killed their own products by making them vegan. And I'm not anti-vegan, although it is the meanest community on the internet. Either way, Glossier changing a formula that has not just nourishing power, but staying power on the lips, that doesn't like irritate or peel my lips or anything. Like, you're gonna reformulate probably one of your best selling products that people literally collect, okay? It doesn't even matter if they, like, there are so few products out there that people actually see as something that they wanna buy just because it exists and there's a new version of it versus being out of it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't wait to run out of a Balm Dotcom to pick up the new lavender Balm Dotcom or the new Swiss Miss Balm Dotcom. I'm excited to try the new Balm Dotcom because I'm a fan and I know I will end up using it and that it will actually disappear because my husband will steal it. Always. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm really glad I got to use this and I hope I can like store this in my short-term memory, how much I like this, because I'm never gonna see it again because my husband's going to steal it. So they're gonna reformulate that and they're going to put it, they're like, oh, we solved the finger applicator issue by putting, you know, one of those, I don't even have one, you know, like a Juicy Tubes kind of applicator on there, which my friend Claire was quick to point out, like, that doesn't solve anything. No one actually uses that to just apply to their lips. You use it to put it on your lips and then you still squirt all over your finger and then you get lip gloss backwash. Ew! Like, at least you can share a Balm Dotcom because you're just like squirting it on your finger. It's like a ritual when we're going to bed at night. My husband's like, moo. You know what I mean? Like, he calls it chapstick. Beauty chapstick. That's the power of branding, but it's always Balm Dotcom, you know, and I'm always just kind of like squeezing some out and he takes it on his finger. Like, you're not gonna do that with something that's got a lip balm applicator where like all of your little lip skin cells are going back into the applicator. Yuck. So I think that that is a huge error. I am so confused by that choice. What a dumb decision. I hate it. All right, moving right along. e.l.f. is putting out these lip, what are they called? Vitamin enriched lip gloss that delivers a sheer wash of color. This is not a new product, but they've put out new shades in it, 4 new shades, and I live. They're so pretty. They're so pretty. And what did I do? I went on elf.com and I bought it. And because it's $3, I went ahead and bought that Halo Glow, the knockoff version of the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter. I cannot believe I just pulled that out of my memory. I can't believe it. I feel like I am just like literally floating on a very strange cloud right now. The fact that I pulled Hollywood Flawless filter out of my brain is frankly impressive. Take that, early onset dementia. Anyway, I was immediately, viscerally, like all the cells in my body were drawn to the shade Black Cherry because that's what they have on all the models in this first slide on Trend Mood. And like all the shades are gorgeous, yes, but Black Cherry is so good. I want it on my cheeks. I want it on my eyes. I want it on my lips. It looks so excellent. So I'm super stoked to try that. And again, I don't know what I like anymore. So I'm going back and trying brands that I haven't tried in a while. e.l.f. e.l.f. is like the one drugstore brand that for whatever reason gets for whatever reason gets a pass from me. But you'll see later on in this, I'm going to talk about brands that you'd be like, you spent your money? Yes, I did. We're gonna scoot right past She Glam because I'm just so over it. I mean, they have ripped off everybody here. It's just like, oh, you want a multicolored highlighter? You want some blushes that look exactly like Kaleidos? Like, get your own ideas. Flower Beauty Liquid Contour Corrector Liquid. Liquid Contour Corrector Liquid. Oh, okay, those are 2 different languages. I am fine. I'm fine. Did I order? I think I'm gonna order the Tarte one. So I don't feel like I need, you know what I mean? There are plenty of people out there that are making content about dupes. If y'all want me to buy the Flower Beauty one, that's fine. I just like, I don't know. Those are my thoughts. That's a tweet. Okay, so I just recently watched this video of Trixie Mattel talking about this release of nighttime realness and giving context on nighttime realness. And let me just say, I can't relate. Like, I cannot relate to a passion for blue eyeshadow, but at the same time, like, we are not wearing makeup the same way, me and Trixie Mattel. Okay, that's a drag queen. That is a drag queen that wears very extreme makeup and is here for the performance of it all and the opacity of it all, and like is not super concerned with a blue eyeshadow whether or not that matches their complexion, you know? So I mean, it already doesn't apply to me, but I do happen to absolutely adore Trixie. I was watching Trixie right before I started recording. Like, I could just listen to him talk about anything. But the thing that I don't like about this, besides the fact that it's just not appealing to me in a color story purpose, is that it is literally the Daytime Realness palette with 4 shadows added. I've never in my life finished an eyeshadow palette. Like, how relevant is it to make the same palette with 4 more shades? Like, I feel like that's a silly business decision personally. Like, switch it up. Just sell a mini palette, you know what I mean? Sell an addendum. Oh boy, Chantecaille really has me. Chantecaille has me on these. So, all right. I just want you to notice one thing. When you're looking at a picture of Chantecaille new releases, you look at that quad and then you look at those blushes and you think they're the same size. Look at the little frame on the outside. The scale is important because those blushes, I'm telling you, they're like that big. I guarantee you they're microscopic because the margin, they've been blown up so much more. So the thing that appeals to me here, and yes, I will buy this. I don't know when it's coming out. This is their 25th anniversary. I'm gonna probably spend $350 on this. I'm not on their PR list because I keep crapping all over their stuff, but I want that quad so bad. It's so pretty. Oh my God. Those bottom 2 colors are like such a hell yes for me, but like it's rare that I really like something that's not entirely practical because it's not, you know, an obvious eye look altogether, but that I like all the shades. And for spring, y'all, I know I'm an Aries, so you would already assume this, but I love spring. It's so exciting. Spring's the best. So yeah, this is giving me Easter, you know? This is giving me Twitterpation. This is giving me Bambi. And like, it just makes me want to frolic. It's really giving me the fantasy, and I want to pass that fantasy along to you, and I'm going to buy it. Okay, we have some disability, accessibility, inclusivity kinds of products coming out from L'Oreal. So L'Oreal is putting out this brow magic that basically like senses and draws your brows on for you, and it's going to retail for between $149 and $199. And then they have the AI powered motion stabilizing device to apply your lipstick with, and if it works, heck yes. Dude, my mom used to own a yarn store. She has made some of the most gorgeous things I've ever seen in my life. Like, she would knit like, you know, lace, just so detailed. And then she got rheumatoid arthritis and she had to like stop knitting. She's had to stop doing so much stuff, and like her mobility and her ability to depend on her body has gotten so inconsistent, and like the toll that takes on your mental health. Her favorite thing that I have ever given to her / recommended to her from my entire career on YouTube was when I think it was a sponsorship even, but it might just have been in exchange for the product back in the day because I wanted to try it so badly. It was one of those massive airbrush machines, not like one of the little handheld ones, but like one that like sits on the table, you turn it on and you just hold a little airbrush pin. And I gave it to her after I reviewed it because I brought it basically for her to try when I went and visited Florida, and she was like, absolutely blown away by it because she's 65 and she obviously does not have like perfectly taut skin anymore. Having to not only function with, you know, mature aged skin, but also the fact that like her eyesight is going and now her mobility is going. So it's like she can't, like you can't put your glasses on and apply makeup at the same time. And having this like annoyance of just holding a brush and like, you know what I mean? Just like fidgeting with everything, to be able to get her complexion and her blush on that easily, to just psst, and it was like this really beautiful product that actually wore really well on her. Like every time I give her something or whatever, she's like, this has been great, but like nothing is as good as that airbrush machine. So I am all here for this, and I think that that is awesome that they're doing that. If you're ever watching an infomercial and you're just like, who needs a little arm to put their sock on with? Like, they're trying to like make themselves whole on something that might not be specifically like widely applicable to a lot of people, but that they've had like a company produces for disabled people who actually actually do need help putting their socks on kind of thing. And so you look at it and you're just like, that's such a knickknack, that's so stupid, but it's like, no, it's really useful for someone. Available now, new Air Matte Ultra Lip Tint from NARS, and they've got it in Dolce Vita, which is one of my favorite colors to wear, but these are, with the exception of Dolce Vita, decidedly pink. My goodness gracious, NARS. Like, I understand that we're moving into springtime, but this straight up looks like fluorosis. Like, fluorosis like cannot make a desaturated color. It's like they assume that everybody wants their lips to be either like rose pink or punch pink and somewhere in between, but like, you know, even Dolce Vita is a little bit kind of peach for me, you know, and I do love a good whipped formula as it pertains to like a nice lightweight matte. This is Elevate from Rare. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to share this with y'all. That'll be probably next week. But yeah, they just sent me a bunch of stuff and I'm really loving that matte lip. But like these just, I'm sorry, the colors just aren't there for me. I'm realizing about myself that like especially when it comes to anything other than eyeshadow, I can overcome a less than perfect formula if it's a color that I really like. I would rather have it be a color that I really like than, you know what I mean? If it's a formula that I love, but the color is like not perfect, I'm way less likely to pick it up. So there's been a lot of commotion around this MAC Bio Strobe Dewy Skin Tinted Moisturizer, but like you can't get it in the US. And you know what? It feels weird to be excluded. We are such main character energy in the US. We're just like, oh, what? You can't, got it here or what? And like all the comments are really confused. Like Michaela is on there and she's like, is anyone having trouble adding it to their cart? And like somebody replies, they're like, it's only available in like UK, New Zealand, Australia, yada, yada, yada. So when this is available, I will buy it. But like I could get it from Harrods and it would cost more to ship it than the cost of the product. So I'm just gonna wait. I'm kind of like scrolling past all of these like cosmetics companies that are putting out skincare because like good for them, you know, good for them. But I have been using skincare lately that has been very affordable and incredibly effective. And you know most of it already because I've been talking about it so much. I am the last person to get like frustrated with Urban Decay for continuing to put out like reliable products. But this is the 24-hour multi-use hydrating full coverage concealer with a matte finish, and it's got a little sponge on the top of it, so it's like it's called the Quickie, and so you can like, you know, put it on and then use the sponge tip to like blend it out or whatever. I have never been in that big of a hurry in my entire life. And if I were, I would just use my fingers. I wouldn't worry about the little sponge tip on there. I'm actually really over this. I'm really over it. Like I've never in my life found a use for one of those little attached brushes. I don't see it as a perk. I see it as like kind of an obnoxious piece of a component. So unnecessary. But the other thing is that it's like hydrating and matte, which just means that it's for someone else. And if it's for someone else, I would hope that they would have more deep shades because truth be told, like, you know, sure, everybody can have oily skin, anyone can have oily skin, but it's usually medium to deep complexions that have oily skin, and those deep colors, they do leap. They leap quite a bit. We got red, and then we got green, and then we got gold, and then we got red, and then we got green, and then we got gold, and that's all they have. Tarte has put out this Sweet Tarte Cravings eyeshadow palette, and until I watched the video from Hot Miss Tom talking about new releases, I did not realize that this was even Tarte that had put this out because it does not look like Tarte from the outside. I really thought that this was some indie brand or something, but can I just say, if you're a deep skin queen, oh my God, those are gorgeous. Those are all way, way, way too saturated and like deep for me. They're so gorgeous though. I know that melanated people are pretty sick on the whole of their skin tones being likened to food, but you know, it is the theme of the palette, so whatever. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that anyone was going to care about my opinion on I didn't realize anyone was going to care about anyone's opinion on a new Charlotte Tilbury highlighter. I feel like I'm living in the Twilight Zone. Like, are we in some kind of strange loop? Who cares? Sorry, if you care, awesome. If you're in the market for a highlighter, I'm sure they're lovely. But like, I don't know, Rare Beauty sent out these highlighters and they're very pretty. I'm wearing one right now, but like, I still can't get it up for a daggum highlighter, y'all. It's just a highlighter. They're fine. They're fine. Highlighters in general are fine. If you like a highlight, I don't get it up for highlighters. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the Orgasm collection from NARS. I feel like if there was like a word cloud of the last like 20 years, the way that like humankind has used the word orgasm way more than we should have just because NARS keeps putting these releases out. The thing about orgasm is I don't really like it that much. It's like not that universally flattering, and Orgasm X isn't either. So, you know, it's too pink, it's too gold, it's too shimmery, it's just not my thing. But like they're pretty, like these are pretty, like these shadows are pretty. The only thing is I bought their like special edition blush palette that they put out at Ulta last summer, and like it hard panned like nothing I've ever seen in my life. I threw it out. It just like didn't work. So I wouldn't buy this just on, you know, past experience. What did we say about this year? Among many other things. I'm not gonna just do things when I know better, okay? I know better. I believe that Kosas is sending me these new baked blushes and I'm psyched to try them for y'all. They do look tiny though. Wow! Wow! Oh my gosh, this is the first time I'm noticing that like this little sneak peek, I swear this thing, yeah. It's more like the scale of that photo is more like a cream blush from like Phytosurgeons. Huh. That is a very confusing picture in terms of scale. I like that they called it Blush is Life. I'm very like, football is life! But like when Hannah was talking about this, she was like, and this color that's called Hype, she's like, I hate it! It looks orange. It does look orange. And, you know, it also kind of reminds me of the Violette ones. Obviously, Violettes are cream, and they're just, you know, much more like sophisticated. But I do think that that's kind of the new thing right now, is just for visual interest. It's like, oh, it's two tones and we're gonna mix them together, which makes absolutely no diddly difference when it actually hits your face. So yeah, I'm gonna try those for y'all and we'll see. Ooh, another thing that I just got reached. I just got an email from Replica. You know, they sent me, Maison Margiela sent me their candle for by the fireplace for holiday, and like these matches that came with it that I don't think you can buy, which is a shame because they're like the most lit matches. I literally almost said that. They're so fire. They're like the best matches, especially if you're a pyro and you just love a good like strike anywhere kind of match. Like they are so satisfying. Wow, khaki? That has nothing to do with anything. Anyway, they have a new fragrance coming out called On a Date. And it is inspired by a magical date on a late summer's evening overlooking the magnificent vineyards of Provence at sunset. Florals, warm florals, black, currant, liquor, accord, Esparta rose petal, and patchouli. Girl, we're gonna have a smelling party, okay? That sounds great. That sounds great, and I'm so excited about it. So apparently they're sending me this. I am so pumped about it. All right, here we have Pinker Times Ahead from Too Faced. I literally can't remember whether I ordered this or not. I ordered the new Tarte little skin stick, and I ordered a Tarte blush, but I don't think I ordered the Too Faced blushes. Like, okay, here's the thing. I don't know what I like anymore, and when I went to Tarte's Instagram page looking at these, I find the palest kind of peachy one to be like the most appealing, even though I have things that color. I mean, obviously I have an encyclopedic collection, but that's the color that I like wearing lately, especially going into spring, is like that cool, like muted, cool being like interesting, not like cool tone, but like a muted peach. And I love kind of like, you know, that being, especially kind of playing against my undertones. It just kind of richens things. It does go a little bit pink, but in like a really healthy way that makes other things like what I'm wearing like pop really well. Either way, I did add that to cart, but I also added Born This Way, the Natural Nudes. And like, it's not new. It's been out for a minute, but like, I have to admit, that's one of the most intuitive looking eyeshadow palettes I have ever seen, because every single shade is set up with a matte and a shimmer. Now, is it probably exactly like the Patrick Ta Major Dimension 2 palette? Yeah, probs. But like, I kind of want to try it because it looks really practical. And again, in the spirit of I don't know what I like anymore, like that looks really fun. It looks like an entire palette of bedroom eyes for me. It just sounds awesome. You know what? They should have called it bedroom eyes. Okay. Call me, Too Faced, call me. Anyway, y'all let me know, because they're not cheap, but I do like Too Faced formulas, and Jerry Blandino is history. So we're just seeing kind of the Estee Lauder of it all at the moment. Oddly, on the same note as, I mean, I'm not going to buy these and I don't want them in my collection, but these Colourpop Sage of the Day and Petals on Point are so pretty. I would wear the crap out of those in a vacuum, you know? Like if I actually had like the amount of days in my year to use this many eyeshadows, they're really, really pretty. I like them a lot. I could not be less interested in the Natasha Denona little quint and the catfishing highlighter that looks like it's pink on one side, pearl in the middle, and green on the other side. Looks like it's about to be a little Neapolitan moment, or I don't know, what would be pink and green? You know, like a very femme Italian flag. Either way, I know for a fact that this is just like a Pearl Shift Gold, because I saw Angie use it, and I mean, I would not use a single shade in that quint. Not one of them. This excitement around when someone says denim eyeshadow, I'm like, I already left. Denim eyeshadow? Not on this skin tone, not on today. Oh boy. And we're all the way back to the reveal of the new makeup by Mario, which is what I'm wearing right now because I'm determined to get my final thoughts on this. That's the other thing. I'm gonna do one big final thoughts video on this and this and, you know, everything that I've been doing, like all my second impressions. I'm gonna do one, you know, culminating final thoughts video for y'all soon. But I'm wearing it with the Hydro Grip today, like a lot of it from Milk, because I am determined to get this stuff to work and to have it like actually set down in a way that's not really, I don't know, sludgy feeling on my skin. And so far the Hydro Grip works for that, but it also, I feel like it made it look more makeup-y. It made it like sit on top of my skin in a way that I look chalkier for, I mean, I'm wearing all the same makeup that I typically would, you know, all the same bronzers and contours and blushes and stuff. Same, you know, I'm not wearing a really, really like light colored concealer or a light colored powder or anything. And I feel like I look really pasty in a way that can only be explained by the uncommon variable here. And I don't think that it's the Milk's fault. I guess what I'm saying is that like when you try to make it work with an adherent primer, it also alters the chemistry of the actual foundation and the appearance of it. It's not terrible, but it's definitely like, I'm much more aware of it from an appearance standpoint. So yeah, it's gotten pretty abysmal reviews from people, which sucks because I think we all had really high hopes for it. It's just finicky. I feel like there was one more something I wanted to talk about. Yes, I bought the contouring sculpt tape from Tarte. We're gonna try it. I love a good contour moment. As Tom pointed out, there are more shades in this than Charlotte has. They were sold out for a while. And so they came back in stock and I bought one. And that's my very interesting story about how I got to be sitting on the floor. Tom, Hope Mess Tom, I feel really bad because Kaleidos reached out to me and asked if I wanted the new lip clays. I have, where are they? I have all the first lip clay. Somebody checking on something in our yard, and I have never heard him do that. He doesn't bark ever and howl like bay, like a beagle. Like that was, you hear him? A little guard dog boy. Burr, burr. Little hound dog. I'd be a hound dog after all. Anyway, Tom, don't mind my dog. Don't mind my dog. I feel bad because I do have all of the lip clays, or at least I used to. And then Kaleidos reached out to me for the most recent release of the new lip clays and I declined. I was like, you know what I mean? That's not my vibe. I wish that I had said yes so that I could give them all to them. Oh, and the last thing here, I think, is that the LH Cosmetics blushes, they did send those to me. So well, not all of them. They sent me just the coral ones. So I can try those. I forgot to include those in a video recently. I think it's because I included like some LH Cosmetics stuff with stuff where I already had blush for that look. So we'll definitely be using those soon because they really fall into that category of like peachy coral things that I really enjoy wearing lately. It's just kind of the color that I'm going towards for spring. It's like purple for fall, just apricot for spring. I'm pumped about that. So yeah, definitely gonna be seeing those. I love the look that the model has on in this photo where she has it all over her eyes as well. Like maybe that's the vibe, like a full tonal look. So yeah, look forward to that. LH Cosmetics, I just feel like they kind of do themselves a disservice by not making more exciting packaging. Like the top of the package is just very like, you know what I mean? Like I would love to see it just have, it doesn't even have to cost more money, just a more compelling or a more sleek design. Like, you know, pick a lane, but the product itself is gorgeous. Okay, well, let me know, y'all, any products that, you know, old, new brands that I don't typically talk about, things like that, that like excite you, because those are the kinds of things that influence my reviews anyway, but especially in the context of the fact that like I'm kind of reopening my mind to everything because I don't know what I like anymore. I think that it's a valuable exercise. I mean, taking a look at brands that have been around for so long that they've literally lost their figureheads, like Too Faced. Like, do y'all want me to try I already forgot the name of the palette because it's so basic, you know, we're gonna call it the Bedroom Eyes palette. I'm changing the name of it. But yeah, let me know. And also, you didn't even get to see my fantastic eye look today. The library is now closed. But this is the Utopian Dream palette, and I was getting my head around Utopian Dream again for Pat McGrath because I want to compare it to the Azamea palette, both in the actual color story, but also in like the looks that you can get from it, you know, in the generally duping the vibe sense. And I'm really loving this look that I ended up with today. It's just, yes. So reading is fundamental, and I hope y'all enjoyed this. Let me know all your thoughts down below. And I'm gonna stop talking before I completely lose my voice, but I hope y'all enjoyed this. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. I will throw another video up here that I think that you'll enjoy. I picked it out just for you. I love y'all so much. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.